Hi, I'm Erin Curry, and I'm a Director of Clinical Services at the Linwood office in Interactive Kids. I originally went to school to be a teacher. I studied elementary and special education with the intention of using that degree to be a special education teacher. And it took me a very short amount of time to figure out that education what is a great field, but I felt like there was more that I needed to be doing. As a special education teacher, I felt like there was more that I could be doing to help serve my students and their families. So I started to kind of ask around, look around. I have a lot of family members that are in the field of education. And as a result, they have a lot of networking and resource connections, and just started to kind of ask around. And that's where I met Megan Shakelski, one of the CEOs and founders of Interactive Kids. And she met with me and taught me about the field of behavior analysis through like a quick kind of connection over coffee, and taught me that the field was something where you could serve special education clients and their families in a different capacity than you do in a public school system. So I met with Megan probably in February of 2016. And shortly after that, I put in my resignation with the school district that I was working in for the end of that school year. So I was working through the end of that school year. And then I started to pursue furthering my education, knowing that as somebody with a undergrad and education, that wasn't going to be enough for me to really get my feet wet in the field of behavior analysis. I knew that to some capacity or another, I would have to further my education. So I started looking into programs like BCBA programs, and then really started working with Interactive Kids as a direct care therapist. So I'm a director of clinical services. It really is just big fancy words, meaning I'm an administrator and a leader here at Interactive Kids. I started out overseeing primarily just our adolescent and adult department here in Linwood, and that actually has grown into overseeing both the early learners department and the adolescent and adult department here in Linwood. I would say that a strength of mine is well, it could probably be a strength and a weakness, but like my persistence and unwillingness to like give up in a situation. I'm very driven to try to figure out what all of the options are in terms of solving problems or addressing concerns, addressing issues, whether it's on the clinical level with clients and trying to figure out what works best for them in their programming, or if it's on more of an administrative level in terms of like the systems and the operations here at Interactive Kids. And then I think one of the biggest, most notable strengths of Interactive Kids is their core values, and how as a company they strive so much to live within those core values and make decisions in light of and through the lens of those core values always. I think one of the most difficult things about working in this field, and it's probably similar to working in most human services fields, is that there's always going to be a limit as to how much you can help and how much